My name's Noah. I'm an alcoholic.
My name's Gabe and I'm a codependent.
Woo! Oh, and now I don't have it pulled up, so I can't tell if the volume's good or not. If you can
I can
hear
tell
me,
you in a minute.
right? I hope. Other than that, oh, sounds pretty good. Sounds better than.
Good
Oh,
enough, right?
right.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the Serenity Prayer. Woo!
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. God,
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Sorry, I'm not really set up
Today's title, Write About It.
here.
Ooh. Look, I mean, you could, oh, I was going to say, look. If you don't know, there's also a book that has all these just for today. Write about it. We sit down with a notebook, ask for guidance, pick up our pen, and start writing. When we're confused or in pain, our sponsor sometimes tells us to write about it. Though we may groan as we drag out the notebook, we know that it will help. By laying it out all on paper, we give ourselves the chance to sort through what's bothering us. We know we can get to the bottom of our confusion and find out what's really causing our pain, and when we put the pen to the paper. Writing can be rewarding, especially when working through the steps. Many members maintain a daily journal. Simply thinking about the steps, pondering their meaning, and analyzing their effect is not sufficient for most of us. There's something about the physical action of writing that helps to fix the principles of recovery in our minds and hearts. The rewards we find through the simple action of writing are many. Clarity of thought, keys to locked places inside of us, and the voice of conscience are but a few. Writing helps us be more honest with ourselves. We sit down, quiet our thoughts, and listen to our hearts. What we hear in the stillness are the truths that we put down on paper. Just for today, one of the ways I can search for truth in recovery is to write. I will write about my recovery today.
Are you going to write about your recovery today?
I guess I have to.
You just said it. Sorry, I'm all like phlegmy because I just ate.
Are you going to again today?
Maybe. I mean, we definitely come from two sides of the street on this because I write a ton. And I'm actually trying, I mean, I still write, but I'm trying to write a little bit less and feel more. Because for me, sometimes I write so much that I can almost be just like, I can almost be just kind of circling,
Right.
just like repeating the same things.
Repeat eating.
Repeating. So I try to, I guess what this is talking about, just get quiet and feel, and then write what's true, and it doesn't have to be a lot. Although sometimes when I am really feeling disturbed or frustrated, then I almost have to write to try to figure it out. And that will be just like pages and pages of like randomness and, outbursts and just like all over the place because I'm trying to funnel it down to what's really going on.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know. I find it a useful tool. How about you?
I find it useful to, I find it useful to figure out or to let things go, to just write it down and kind of let it go. Because my mind's always, I'm not running my mouth as much as some people. I'm not trying to put you down. I don't talk as much as others, but that doesn't mean my brain's not working and I'm not constantly thinking of things.
Mhm.
So
You're not super verbal.
right,
So are you like saying that helps you to like go to the paper, like kind of as an alternative to talking, or
yeah,
makes sense. Could see
mm-hmm.
that.
Like kind of talking to myself.
Right. Right. Yeah. Does it help when you can see it? Like you see like your own writing. It's like how you can think things and you're thinking them in real time, but when you write them, then you can see them after you wrote them.
Right.
And for me, that helps me reflect. Like I can read back what I just wrote or what I wrote a few days ago, and sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I did learn that, and I've forgotten it. I'm so glad that I read it again. And other times I can look at it and say, wow, I was in a really whack place. What was I thinking? I feel so much better now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for like self reflection.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Do you want to
Although
read?
I do have to admit that I hardly ever write things down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Like
hardly ever
recovery stuff.
write about it. Yeah.
Mm.
I like more fill in the blank, not just like empty pages. Because then I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Right. So like guided writing, like workbooks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That kind of,
Yeah.
which there's a lot of that stuff available for recovery,
Right.
and I like that too. I mean, for that, I like the good little student feeling, of like I put what's supposed to go in the blank and I can feel good about that. But I need to do both, more like free, just abstract writing that's just like my brain coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and then the directed. I like that too, especially for like the steps. I think that workbooks or like some kind of directional worksheet is nice for that
Okay.
because it helps like kind of lead you through it, like because that's different for everybody. What does it mean to work a step?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have no idea, then a workbook is like a great place to start because it just kind of lays it out.
Sorry, try not to step on the dog.
Do you want to read from one of your other books?
Yeah. This would be it's May 9th, right?
Yes.
This is from 24 Hours a Day. May 9th. AA thought for the day. We alcoholics use so little self-control when we were drinking. We were so absolutely selfish that it does us good to give up something once in a while. Using self-discipline and denying ourselves a few things is good for us. At first, giving up liquor is a big enough job for all of us, even with God's help. But later on, we can practice self discipline in other ways to keep a firm grip on our minds so that we don't start any wishful thinking. If we daydream too much, we'll be in danger of slipping. Am I practicing enough self discipline? Meditation for the day. In material things, you must rely on your own wisdom and that of others. In spiritual things, you cannot rely so much on your own wisdom as on God's guidance. In dealing with personalities, it is a mistake to step out too much on your own. You must try to be guided by God in all human relationships. You cannot accomplish much of value in dealing with people until God knows you are ready. You alone do not have the power or wisdom to put things right between people. You must rely on God to help you in this vital matters. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may rely on God in dealing with people's problems. I pray that I may try to follow His guidance in all personal relationships.
Can I see that book? Is it? I'm just curious how it's laid out because that's almost like two kind of thoughts there, right? Is it laid out like that? Because here it's talking about self discipline and then relying on God. But I guess we do have to rely on God for self discipline.
Mm. Right. Oops.
I think that's a good one. Like, like what have you denied yourself lately?
Food. Well, it's true.
That's true.
Those extra calories.
Right. I guess that's true. As like part of like a healthy lifestyle, we make choices that
Playing
do.
no games yesterday. You didn't even know I did that, huh?
No, I didn't. How did it go? How did it feel?
I mean, I just ran out of time. I knew that I had to get to sleep, so I chose the healthier path. Said, okay, there's always tomorrow.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with the food one for sure. Having a dessert.
Giving up time on Sunday,
Mhm.
you and I, to make food.
Mhm.
To make food. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm thinking of like buying things, like I used to spend a lot of time like thinking about something I wanted to buy and thinking about what it would be like and what size and color and whatever. And it was pretty significant time waste and mental waste. So now it feels good sometimes to deny myself that. If I start thinking, oh, I really need, another pair of jeans. I don't have enough pair of jeans because every time they're in the wash, then I don't have any jeans. But it feels good to use that self discipline and use gratitude to say, I'm so grateful for the jeans I do have. Do I really need that?
Mm-hmm.
How's it going to like positively affect my life?
Yeah.
To have another pair of jeans and
I
be
was
out
thinking
$50.
the same thing, and about those new jackets. It's like, okay, who you don't really have the finances to be buying, like, or looking at other jackets. You have three awesome jackets that you could be using.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, they're not as thin as you'd like,
Mm-hmm.
but you can take it off, once you get too hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when I think about all the things that I have bought on a whim or not, used any self control, like half the things don't meet expectations anyway, right?
Right.
Like you can get the jeans or the jacket or the whatever it is. And sometimes it is like the best fitting thing and I'm going to love this forever. But most of the time it's like, well, it's okay. Like the sleeves are a little short or the fabric's a little stiff or whatever. So, like,
Right here.
yeah, your mouse pad thing. It's like nothing that we want really measures up to expectations.
Right.
Except God.
Now it's like, oh, okay. Now I gotta look at for what can I make this to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Now thinking about like never being happy
Mm-hmm.
with what I have.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. I mean, I think it's a human condition, and yet, we're called to be more than that, I think. More than just, consumers and pursuers, which I've spent a lot of my life being that, like, just what's the next thing I can buy, the next thing I can eat, the next thing I can have fun with. And ultimately, it's kind of meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else you want to read, or is that it?
I can read one more.
Or do you want me to read? Are you tired of reading?
No.
You
I
like
mean,
it? Okay.
you like talking a lot. So. Sorry, I keep saying that, but you talk a lot, and I
Do the reading.
Read a lot. Walking through fear. Oh yeah, I read that this morning. Okay, this is from
Daily Reflections.
Daily Reflection.
With your host, Noah Cruz.
May 9th. Walking through fear. If we still cling to something, we will not let go. We ask God to help us be willing. When I had taken my 5th step, I became aware that all my defects of character stemmed from my need to feel secure and loved. To use my will alone to work on them would have been trying obsessively to solve the problem. In the 6th step, I intensify the action I had taken in the first 3 steps, meditating on the step by saying it over and over, going to meetings, following my sponsor's suggestions, reading and searching within myself. During the first 3 years of sobriety, I had a fear of entering an elevator alone. One day, I decided I must walk through this fear. I asked for God's help, entered the elevator, and there in the corner was a lady crying. She said that since her husband had died, she was deathly afraid of elevators. I forgot my fear and comforted her. This spiritual experience helped me to see how willingness was the key to working the rest of the 12 steps to recovery. God helps those who help themselves.
I like that. I like anything about fear because it's such a powerful force.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who struggles with fear, you know, to any degree, I think can relate to that reading. You know,
Right.
it's very powerful.
I know. Fear quitting a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fearful.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? I mean,
oh yeah, fear of change, fear of the unknown, you know, and it's deceptive. I think it can hide out as a lot of other things, you know, like anger and
yeah.
greed and laziness, depression, you know, a lot of things can look like something else and just be rooted in fear. We're just afraid to move, to change, to try something other than we've already tried.
You don't say.
I did say.
Usually you talk more.
But, I mean, I was just thinking about fear because it's something I struggle with so much. And I like to give personal examples, but the fear is a hard one because it's so big.
Yeah.
I fear everything. I fear poverty, death, illness. I fear
loss.
Yeah, my kids doing stupid things and getting in trouble. I fear, you know, catastrophic events. It's like limitless, you know.
Yeah. Fallout becomes real.
That's a video game, y'all. Just filling people in.
Why do you have to say y'all?
Why not?
Because. Oh, Bobby boy, I love you.
So, what's a fear that you want to overcome? That you'd like to have your higher power help you overcome, like the guy with the elevator?
I don't know. Maybe I don't really want to. I mean, like I want to, but I don't. Like fear going on stage or something. You know, when I was in rehab, and when I decided to, why the hell not be the hype man?
Mm-hmm.
You know, get in front of everybody
Mm-hmm.
like that. That was like very fearful for me, but I like wanted to so badly, so I said, "Screw it, just do it." Why? I know if I regret it for the rest of my life, that would be so much worse than freaking passing out as soon as I get up, which I almost did because I was screaming so loud and like had just stood up. So
Really?
oh shit, don't wait.
Right. Well, that's really cool because I mean that's like an example of you, walking through a fear,
Right. Yeah.
and not letting it stop you from doing
Mhm.
something you want to do.
It was. It was. It was very difficult for
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
and but felt awesome like afterwards, and
Mm-hmm.
just like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to do that stuff too. I mean, like speaking in front of people, or I mean, I don't have like a lot of experience doing that, but the opportunities I have had, I've made myself do it for that reason that I don't want fear to control my life, to take away like opportunities and experiences
Right.
because it'd just be easier not to, you
Right.
know.
Yeah. Do you think that's one of yours?
Like public speaking and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like terrified of it. It's not one that like where the fear stops me. Like I have a bazillion fears, and then I have some areas where my fear actually stops me from doing things, and other areas where I just do things that I'm afraid of. Anyway, and I think that's the best we can do. I don't think that our fears like go away necessarily.
Mhm.
Maybe they get like easier, but yeah, I'm terrified every time I talk in front of people or do anything in more of like a public realm.
Mhm.
But I'll do it.
Well, then maybe you and I need to start doing that.
Maybe.
I mean, we're thinking about running a group
Mhm.
of our own, which
Mhm. Mhm.
we'll see how that goes.
Mhm. Which is like
See
a
if we're even like uh, eligible to,
like capable.
right? No, I mean maybe the group, the higher group wants somebody like with more sobriety or something stupid like that.
Maybe. I mean, I kind of doubt it though, because I've always heard in like the AA and Al-Anon program, it's like as soon as you get it, you give it away. And there's a lot of people leading groups and doing things that are new to the program and new to sobriety. And I think that's, it's so crucial to recovery that I think they promote that, because it's also take what you like and leave the rest. If we're inexperienced and there's, someone there with much more sobriety and it's like, ooh, something you're saying is not jiving with me, that fits into the program because take what you like and leave the rest.
Right,
Just leave it. You don't need it.
right.
Um, and I think that's the beauty of the program is there's no real like set like, oh, you have to be at this level and you have to be representing in this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's really if your heart is for recovery and you're willing to share your story, that is the credentials. And I love that. It's the only place in the world that's
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Right.
Maybe churches and things like that are like that, but the rest of the world, the business world, even like, you know, therapy and everything like that, usually you need some pretty heavy classes and qualifications to do something like that,
Mm-hmm.
to share your story and try to help people. And here on YouTube, we're free to do it with absolutely no experience, people. You've seen it here. So definitely take what you like and leave the rest. We don't claim to be experts in recovery. We're just people in recovery, doing our best one day at a time.
There you go. You got it.
So you're gonna like say something. You're like,
Hey, you know what?
what? I got it.
Get it?
Got it.
Good. I
Well,
forget. Which high school teacher taught me that?
Are you serious? Somebody taught you that? That's funny.
Like the whole class. You'd say, get it.
That's funny. I don't even know where I first heard that. But I must have been little. Way, way young.
Oh, I was just a little kid when I learned that. My name's Gabe. Keep your mouth shut and write about it.
Maybe I will. Do you want to wrap up with the Lord's Prayer? Do you have anything else that you want to bring to the table?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get you.
You got me.
You like still stare at me like a second or two, like after
Like waiting
Yeah.
for. Now you can say something? What do you got? Okay. Who gave people the mind to invent Post-its? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us
This day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So subscribe to our channel, drop us a comment, anything you'd like to talk about. We'd love to talk about it too.
Definitely. Have a good day. Woo!